What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. My friends, I'm so hype right now. I hope you all are having a great day. Thank you so much, as always, for taking 1 hour of your time to tune into this amazing program. You know, we are a thriving show. Each and every day I see new subscribers. I see growth in our listenerships. I've seen new folks to follow us on social media. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Look, my friends, you are tapped in for a great impactful conversation. So much to talk about, stuff happening within the world of entertainment, the world of politics, and the world of business. And so we're gonna chime in on those stories. I hope you all are doing great. As you know, I always love to follow up with the info prior to getting started to the show. Ways you can support by, for one, you're doing it right now. If you're tuning into it, thank you for supporting. We drop new episodes Monday through Fridays. Every weeknights, every evenings on YouTube as well as Rumble. So please follow us on those streaming platforms at the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also watch us on Goatverse TV. That's right. We're honored to be a part of that amazing, thriving network. Uh, you can do me a favor to make it very easy for you. Download the Goatverse TV app right now. If you haven't done so, download it. It's available on your App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire. Oh, and did I mention it's free? That's right. It is free 99. We need more free things out here. But yeah, just support that amazing network filled with so many great personalities and programs like myself. And so I truly appreciate that. Ways you can listen to our program. We're available on wherever you get your podcasts, all major podcast platforms. You can also listen to us through our friends on WDJY 99.1 FM in the metro Atlanta area. Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the Arrington Gavin Show airs on that station. All right, my friends, a lot to discuss today. Um, but let's get it going first with our fun fact of the day. You know, we love to start off with a tradition here on the program, the quick fun fact of the day. So on today's fun fact, did you all know that sumo wrestlers eat around no, they eat about 10,000 calories in a meal in one sitting? A 10,000 calorie meal in one sitting. Wow. Wow. It says here that their diet consists mostly of stew called, let me see if I pronounce this right. Chanko nabe. I think that's how it's pronounced. To help them gain massive weight. Now, I don't know if y'all have ever, I never really watched a full on sumo wrestling match. I think when I was a kid, it was like on TV at random, and I watched like a decent amount of the tournament. It's intense. There's a viral video of a defensive end. He's a star athlete. I want to say he plays for the Dallas Cowboys. I can't remember which squad he plays for, but big guy, muscular, about 6'8". I mean, athlete. He goes head to head with a sumo wrestler. When I tell you, nobody is as strong as sumo wrestlers. Sumo wrestlers are strong. They might look big and floppy looking. No, 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 no. Those guys are quick on their feet, quick on their hands, and they're strong as crap. So, and it showed with him going head to head with the sumo wrestler. I thought that was pretty interesting. Flashback too. There's a former NFL star, a former NFL player's name was Dhani Jones. He did a show years ago. I think it was on the Travel Network, where he traveled the world and tried new things, tackled new sports. You know, got into their culture, and it was pretty interesting. I think he did rugby. He did Muay Thai. I want to say he did sumo wrestling. I really want to say I think he did sumo wrestling, and he was a all star linebacker in the NFL. It was a great show. But yeah, just wanted to let you know, Could you imagine eating 10,000 calories just in one meal, just in one sitting? I'm throwing up just thinking about it. I thought nobody can eat more than Michael Phelps, the greatest Olympic athlete of our time. I thought nobody can eat more than him because I think at one point he was eating close to like 8,000 calories a day. But being a swimmer, he burns it right off. I used to see that firsthand because my wife, she was a collegiate swimmer, and I remember attending some of her swim meets, and some of her teammates would literally finish a meet, eat a whole meal and baked potato. I'm like, how do you eating all that stuff? And you're like the size of my pinky. Like, what? How do where does the food go? And so it was just a their metabolism is really high being swimmers, man. So yeah, I thought I could never witness anybody eating more food than that until reading this. I'm like, wow, 10,000 calories. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Moving on. I want to do a quick Black Excellence report. And this is a segment we started doing just showcasing um unknown people, people in the public eye that are doing some remarkable things, having these, I consider them blessing moments, right? I consider them blessing moments that occur. So let me go ahead and pull this up for you all. Had some stuff on my table I was trying to move. Let me go ahead and pull this up. This Black Excellence report is about the one and only Coach Prime. That's right, prime time Deion Sanders. So if y'all haven't heard, Deion Sanders as a coach has been a almost like a new revamp of his career. He was already a popular figure, right? Deion Sanders, NFL Hall of Famer, two-time Super Bowl champ, reality star, uh, 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 a very popular sports analyst. Like Deion was very much still in the public eye. He was very much famous, and it was like nothing was stopping him, but he just continues to go. Look, he's prime time for a reason. He's all about that paper, and it shows. Ever since he really started his coaching career, he made a huge impact in HBCU sports. Then that went on to uh, 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 garner him a larger position in a big PWI school in University of Colorado, and they've had some great seasons with them. He's coached the last year's Heisman Trophy winner and wide receiver Travis Hunter, who is most likely going to be he's most talked about player in this upcoming NFL draft, as well as his son Shadir Sanders, who is a star quarterback. And with the success at University of Colorado, that led to Deion Sanders to get a little pay raise. Says here, this report about Black Enterprise that Deion Sanders lands a $54 million extension as at Colorado, making him one of the country's highest paid coaches. When I tell you, well deserved, Coach Prime, well deserved, because set aside from improving the talent on his team and improving into a better record, he changed the culture. He's changing the culture as we speak, just in college sports and for the University of Colorado. Anybody was paying attention at University of Colorado? I know I sure as hell wasn't. And so what he has done, bringing in the stars. I mean, he did the same thing at Jackson State, Mississippi. I mean, Jackson State University, which was in Jackson, Mississippi. He brought in so many celebs that can, so much money and revenue to the city of Jackson, to the university. He's doing it right now with Colorado. Um, he's been announced that he's brought on not one, not two, not three. I want to say, no, I'm sorry, three former NFL stars. He's a Hall of Famer. He already had Warren Sapp, who's also a Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champ. He's added on Marshall Falk, star, he a Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champ. And now he added what was it? Brian Leftwich. For those who are unfamiliar who Brian Leftwich was, he was a star. He was a star quarterback, I think, for he was a starter for, I want to say, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then he remainder of his career he was a backup for, I know I know at least he was a backup for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Went on to actually, no, he went on to receive a ring as well as a backup. I think he was a backup to Ben Roethlisberger. So yeah, he's adding on all these, top tier names who's obviously going to help with, ticket sales, bringing attention, even recruiting, right? So yeah, I just want to kudos to Deion Sanders for really just continuing to thrive as a coach. Could we possibly see him in the NFL? Could be a possibility, but I do know that a lot of very famous, very successful coaches, they tend to stay in college, right? They get their taste in the NFL, then they come back to college. Nick Saban's done it. Um, who else? Who else? Um, Saban, Urban Meyer, I want to say, did the same thing. Um, Lovey Smith, Hugh Jackson, oh gosh, I'm Herm Edwards. I mean, a lot of guys, a lot of those, you know, former NFL coaches, long-standing NFL coaches, they go back to college and university. It's a different ball game. It's a different breed. I feel like there's more money in college, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. I haven't done the whole stat sheet on that, or a data sheet on that. But yeah, I just want to showcase and shout out to Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, prime time, baby, prime time. All right, my friends, let me digress from that, and we are going to head to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we have a lot more show for you. Don't go anywhere, my friends. You are tuning in to the Arrington Gavin Show.
What's up, y'all? Welcome.
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new GoatVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of the app he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your host, Arrington Gavin. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. I wanted to finish up a conversation that I had on the tail end of last show. Was it last or the show prior? Sorry. We were talking about Trump potentially, looking into a third term. Now, obviously, he never brought it up. The public, his fan base, had always brought it up. But he's a guy that's just he loves to keep the people happy, right? He loves power. He loves being in charge. He feeds off of all that stuff. So he's like, I mean, he never rejected is what I'm trying to imply. And so recently, I had spoken about how of a circus this administration is. I mean, I talk about it pretty often here on this program. I know you get tired of it. I'm sorry. It's just they give me so much great ammunition. I can't help it. But while during campaign season, even when he became president, you had a lot of anti-Trumpers saying, this guy's trying to be a dictator. He's never going to leave. Once he's in office, he's never going to leave. And so many people are like, oh, please give me a break. You're doing too much. His supporters were saying that. And even people that weren't supporters, like myself, I'm like, oh, okay. I think he's a lot of talk and no action. I think he loves to, say a lot of stuff that's BS. And even his supporters know that. And so when that was brought up, I'm like, yeah, give me a break. That's not going to happen. But you just can't. You just never know, because this administration is full of surprises, full of surprises. You know, not trustworthy whatsoever. He's not loyal to his own folks, so it's like you don't know what can come out of his mouth. And so I wanted to, just follow up with you all real quick. Because a lot of folks saying, can that be possible? Is that serious? So this was reported recently by the New York Times, titled "No, Trump Cannot Run for Re-Election." Now, as I explained, presidential term limits are enshrined in the Constitution. The 22nd Amendment to the Constitution, which was ratified in 1951, says that no person shall be elected to office of the president more than twice. All right. So he already won in 2016. He won again recently, right? It wasn't back to back. He lost the second time, and then he had another chance, because if he would have kept on losing, he would have always had a chance to run, and he ended up winning. Now, says here that let us see here. The question a lot of folks are asking is, can he run around the 22nd Amendment? Again, this man is full of surprises. You just don't know. So now explains here that amending the Constitution to get around the 2-term limit would be a very tall order. Two-thirds majorities in both the House and Senate are required just to propose an amendment, far more than the slender majorities Republicans hold in both chambers now, or 2/3 of the states have to call for constitutional convention. All right. So ratifying an amendment is even more crazier, right? Three-fourths of all state legislators or those state level constitutional conventions must approve it. The interesting thing is, Trump wouldn't be the first to not even consider or even try to pursue, if he wanted to do that, if he wanted to pursue a third term. So it has been done before, not serving a third term, but it has been done as far as attempting. That man was Franklin D. Roosevelt. It says here that he was elected to 4 terms. So okay, I'll take it back around that period. So that was before it was ratified. So it says here that Franklin D. Roosevelt was elected to 4 terms, serving from 1933 to 1945 during the Great Depression and World War II. Now, he died while in office. There was no 22nd Amendment then, but Roosevelt's grip on power became a driving force for setting term limits for presidents. 4 term limits, or 16 years, is the most dangerous threat to our freedom ever proposed by Thomas E. Dewey, said in 1944. He served as New York governor and lost to Roosevelt in 1944 and to Harry Truman in 1948. You know what? Dewey ain't lying. Here's my thing. And I am a big proponent of term limits, really not just for the presidency, but for all people. So it's 2 terms as president, but it's whenever you it's unlimited terms in House and Congress. It's stuff like that doesn't make sense to me. As long as you win, you can continue to stay. Like, no, I'm personally not a fan with that, because I think at some points you have to say, I've put in my time. Now I want to help the up and coming. I want to help the next person that wants to take a jab at the seat, that means well, that hopefully will be a good listener and say, hey, look, we love what you've planted, but we want to help grow with some new ideas, not giving up on what you have planted, but we just want to contribute, expand it. Let's try and add some more. You have folks now, man, that have been in office forever. You got term limits with the presidency. You got term limits with the governor's race. But why is it that House and Senate doesn't have term limits? Could it be because they actually have majority of the power than people expect? Because people think the president holds a lot of power. They don't. House and Senate is the one that makes all the calls, makes all the rules. That's why you got a number of them that are paid, bought, by corporations. Why do corporations pay so much and put in so much money? Why do they own parts of Congress, parts of the Senate? That's what holds all the power. That's what holds all the power, y'all. Look, y'all have got to do your own research on this. I mean, sometimes it's just common sense things. Certain bills that why is this not passed? Why have you ran on saying you're going to do this, but you do the opposite, and we haven't seen that done at all. Hmm? Head scratcher. I know. Um, Let me move on from this story here in regards to the third term. So in reality, he can try, but it will be a long chance in hell for him to really try and run a third term. I think he just does stuff just again to irritate. He loves to be the talk of the town. He loves to what's the word I'm looking for? He just loves to be the center of attention. There we go, center of attention. But he's still going to be the center of attention because I'm not finished talking about Trump. So recently he did his reciprocal tariffs, and let me go ahead and pull up that graphic for you all, because we've talked about it so many times here on this program. He's did what 25% tariff on, excuse me, 25% tariffs on imported vehicles. So recently he was on the lawn at the White House, revealing countries to be hit with reciprocal tariffs. So here's a list of those countries. Let me pull that up for you, for those who are watching. And which means stuff gonna start spiking up high. Let's see here. So this graph right here I have is the countries that Donald Trump would has put on, the reciprocal tariffs on, right? He considers it self-proclaimed Liberation Day. Self-proclaimed Liberation Day. So check this out. We got Cambodia, 49%. Laos, 48%. Madagascar, 47%. Sri Lanka, 44%. Vietnam, 46%. Bangladesh, 33%. 37%. Serbia, 37. China, 34. Thailand, 36. I'm not going to name them all, but literally, all of them are at least above 30%. I mean, majority of them are above, 20%. You have some that is at 17% in Israel, the Philippines, Venezuela is at 15%. They have others at 10%. South Korea. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. It really is. The most expensive really ever done. And what do I mean by that? So let me pull up my notes here. Give me 1 second, my friends. Let's see here. So So, as I mentioned, higher prices for consumers, impact on domestic producers, uncertainty for businesses. So, frequent changes in trade policies can create uncertainties, discouraging investment and long-term planning. It could add a stronger trade blocks, strained trade relations, potential of trade wars. I mean, this in my mind, I'm like, whatever happened to trying to put more money in folks' pocket, right? Trying to bring down costs. Now with the price hike of this, everything is about to get more and more and more expensive. So in that same during that same period, folks are losing their jobs, losing everything, and prices are continuing to go up. So how do you manage to juggle all of that, sir? Job loss, price hike on just goods in general, right? Grocery stores, cars, vehicles. It's I don't know, y'all. I just and which is interesting is that you have a lot of Republican leadership is saying, why are you trying to screw up relationships with some of our allies? Like, why? Why are you doing so? See, again, I go on this power thing. He's trying to have America be the most powerful. Look, we've always been the most powerful, y'all. We've always been. But other countries do have things that that we need to help. But that's why you have allies. That's why you look. What can we do to help contribute, make you guys better, and how can you return the favor? It's business transactions, y'all. It's business. I say it all the time. You win in numbers. You can't always be enemies. You can't always make it a competition because that will never succeed. That's what you call greed. It's enough. Well, it's enough wealth. It's enough resources to share with everybody. That's just me. That's just my 2 cents. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let me read this article reported by NPR. Anything I want to add on to this? Okay, President announced a 10% minimum tariff to apply to goods for all countries. However, certain trading partners will face higher reciprocal tariffs aimed at penalizing them for their trade barriers. Those taxes on imported goods are calculated on the country by country basis, and the levels Trump announced for some trading partners are substantial. He said he plans to impose 34%, which he did, 34% tariffs on China. I mentioned 20% on the European Union, 24% on Japan. He says here, for decades, our country has been looted, pillaged, raped, and plundered by nations near and far, both friend and foe alike. American steel workers, auto workers, farmers, and steel craftsmen, we have a lot of them there with us today. They really suffered gravely. The 10%, they say the 10% tariffs will go ineffective uh, during the month of April. Excuse me, in early April, and the higher reciprocal rates will go into effect around April 9. So by the time you guys tune into this, it should be already in play. Now, according to a senior administration official who briefed reporters recently, the official said that they had used a variety of factors to come up with the tariff levels, but did not provide data on their calculations. Of course they didn't, because they just don't know. They're unqualified. How many times whenever they don't have, people say so much, but then it's like, okay, show me the receipts. Oh, we don't have that right now. We don't have that information right now. We can't share that with you right now. Why so? You have the president doing this whole entire presentation. Shouldn't you have all that stuff ready, especially when you see the press is ready to ask questions? Come prepared, y'all. Now, as mentioned, consumers and markets are fearful with this. Trump has been teasing his reciprocal tariffs for weeks. Uh, Again, he's been branding it Liberation Day. He has promised the new policy will bring in revenues to be put toward U.S. tax cuts and deficit reduction, and to spur a renaissance in U.S. manufacturing. Now, says here, the pledge has glossed over the pain expected to be felt by who? You all who are tuning in, U.S. consumers. All right. Now, I'm fortunate we have this show listen from folks out of the country. Shout out to all of our podcast listeners out there that is from Germany, China, Japan, Australia, uh, South Africa. I thank you for listening and tuning into the show, and supporting. I mean, I gotta visit y'all. I gotta visit where you are. But it says here that let's see here. uh economists will end up paying higher prices. Tariffs are taxes paid by U.S. companies as they import goods. While the White House argues foreign countries will lower their prices to compensate, economists broadly agree that U.S. companies and consumers will be the brunt of the tariffs. My thing is if experts, let me guess, are those experts, are they fake news? Are they left leaning, Mr. President? Are they unbiased because they're not a fan of you? No, if they're saying this is gonna put effect, why do this? Look, I was listening to who was I watching? I was watching Cuomo, and he had on Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly, who is, he's voted for Trump. He considers him a I guess he's known him for 30 years, so I guess you can consider them friends. Out of Bill O'Reilly's words, who Bill O'Reilly, not we do not agree on same policy. He's an independent as well, but he's more right leaning, way more right leaning. He said that if it's one thing uh that I think Trump did that wasn't good was the tariffs, to especially the amount percentage. Do it at a time, but don't. Oh, I'm sorry. He was talking with Stephen A. Smith on the Stephen A. Smith show. Correction. He said that the way he's doing it, basically, I wouldn't have done that. So if you start hearing like your supporters, people within your inner circle saying it, won't you, have a little common sense? But no, Trump's like, does Bill O'Reilly have $1 billion? Exactly. I know what I'm doing. I mean, it's ridiculous. The mistakes that are being made in this administration is going to affect folks that did not vote for him and then folks that did vote for him. And those folks that are going to be receiving the brunt of this tariffs, they're not going to be given any answers because they don't want GOP members of House and Senate to go on town halls and speak with their constituents. Well, that sucks. I got all these issues are happening, and I want answers, and I can't get them because they're asked not to see it. Yabba yabba yabba, because they're scared that it's gonna make their party look bad. Are you kidding me? Come on, y'all. Keep folks accountable. Keep their foots to the fire. You got to keep folks accountable, man. Let me digress from this. I will continue to talk a little more about this on my Substack. So be sure to follow and subscribe to our Substack at the Arrington Gavin Show. I don't think I mentioned our social media platforms. Follow the Arrington Gavin Show on Instagram, Blue Sky, as well as X. I truly appreciate that. Let me digress from this story and move it on to are we gonna stay in some politics? Let's see. Let me look at my time. Yeah, let me go ahead and bring this. So we're gonna be in politics for quite a minute. Let me bring this up. So I don't know if y'all tuned in or heard about this recently, but Cory Booker recently had made history. All right, he made history, and you're probably wondering, like, okay, what happened? What did he do? So U.S. Senator out of New Jersey, Cory Booker, who has somewhat, it's been back and forth, like, oh, should he run for president? Does he have a chance? This and that and the other. I mean, likable guy, right? Respected, not an old guy. So hey, that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. He recently broke the record for longest speech on the Senate floor. When I tell you this, how long he did it, don't fall out your chair. If you're driving right now, don't drive off the road. This man spoke for 25 hours straight. I repeat, this man stood up and spoke for 25 hours straight. Let me go ahead and read this to you, and then I will share this soundbite, this video of him responding to reporters about, like, how you did it. Did you ever use the restroom? How'd you? So let me read this. It says here that the 55-year-old Democrat from New Jersey kept talking and talking through the night and until the next day for 25 hours and 5 minutes to be exact. He did not sit. He did not eat. He did not use the restroom. I quote, he said, "My body is weary in a lot of places, from my back to my feet and to my legs. I'm just feeling it," he told All Things Consider host Joanna Summers. But he said, "My soul is soaring and I feel very blessed for the whole experience." His efforts, which involved dozens of fellow Senate Democrats asking questions to relieve his speaking burden, and set a record for the longest speech on record in the chamber. Now, it surpassed the previous record set in 1957 by segregationist Senator Strom Thurmond, who filibustered for 24 hours and 18 minutes to oppose the Civil Rights Act. So how wonderful is it that a black man broke a segregationist record, a record that was held by a man that did not want people to unite. He wanted to keep people segregated. He wanted to keep people away from each other. No, white folks here, black people there. He didn't want to bring people together. Kudos, I will say, to Senator Cory Booker for breaking that record. I don't know how he did either, but I'll read a little more with this. But let me go ahead and show you this video of him answering some questions to reporters. Let me play this for you.
There's been a lot of speculation about whether or not you're wearing some kind of device, like a catheter or a diaper. And I'm sorry for even asking you this question. I feel weird about it. But were you wearing anything that allowed you to not have to go to the bathroom for 25 hours?
I don't want the Senate doctor to get mad at me. I don't want my doctor to get mad at me. But I really spent time dehydrating myself beforehand, so I did not have to go to the bathroom.
You didn't have to go to the bathroom at all for 25 hours.
Again, my challenge was that my strategy was to stop eating. I think I stopped eating on Friday, and then to stop drinking the night before I started on Monday. And that had its benefits and it had its really downsides. And so instead of fighting or figuring out how to go to the bathroom, I ended up, I think, really unfortunately dehydrating myself. And I'm a former athlete, so I know when you get dehydrated, you get a lot of cramps. That was the biggest thing I was fighting, was that different muscle groups were starting to really cramp up. And every once in a while I have a spasm or something that, so it's just a lot of physical challenges, definitely making it that long for a guy. As I said, as Murphy and I joked, we're not the same spry in our 40s like we were 9 years ago. So I'm just really grateful. And I will tell you something, a lot of folks prayed with me, a lot of folks prayed for me, and I'm a person of faith. Many of us have never had these conversations, but my family, we prayed, my colleagues who share my faith, and some of you might have seen it right before, Lisa Blunt Rochester and I prayed right there on the Senate floor. And I just knew, I didn't want to carry any weight in my pants, so I took everything out from my wallet. But the one thing I kept in is a Bible verse I love. It's Isaiah 40:31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as if on eagles. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and they shall not faint. So I just really lean on faith that we could get through this. And I'm just so grateful for my colleagues who really covered me in prayer. For Warnock, who prayed with me last night. I could go through folks. So I just put myself into it. I did what the constituents were saying, do something different, take risks. And once we crossed that 15 hour that Murphy and I did, he and I checked in with each other and we said, let's keep going.
There's been a lot of speculation about whether or not.
So let me go ahead and stop that right there. I could not. When I tell you, it'll be moments. So I'll kind of give you my little regiment. So I love breakfast food. I don't eat in the morning. I'm not a early morning eater. I can honestly have my first meal at 12 o'clock with, with ease. If it stretches to 2, I start getting headaches. Obviously, I start, not feeling too good. But that's kind of like my regiment. I just, no, I'm good like that. This guy, I couldn't imagine not eating for 25 hours. I couldn't imagine not drinking anything for 25 hours. I couldn't imagine not crapping or peeing for 25 hours and 5 minutes. I could not do that at all. Says here that the speech started at 7 p.m. on a Monday, and he pledged to use his time to disrupt the normal business of the United States Senate for as long as I am physically able. Quote, it says here, in just 71 days, the president has inflicted harm after harm on Americans' safety, which he has, financial stability, which he has, the foundations of democracy, which he has, and the sense of common decency. Oh, yes, yes, and yes. These are not normal times in our nation, and then should not be treated as such in the United States Senate. He is an it says here Booker had said his impassioned anti-Trump speech comes at the time when many constituents are questioning the direction of the party. Yeah, because I'm still fussing y'all out to this very day. I'm still fussing out the Democratic Party, which I'll get into that a little later. He says here real quick, and then I'll kind of move it on. I think we could not talk about the party and start talking about the people, he told NPR. He said, I really think that we have got to start having a bolder vision of who we are as a country, not just about who we are against as the other party. Now, I'm going to tell you why I disagree with that saying, because to me, that's a cop-out way to say, I'm not going to criticize my party because we have our flaws, but I'm not going to, everybody's saying the Democrat, I'm not going to take blame for that. And not saying him individually, but, well, I take it back. He's in leadership. He's a part of the Democratic Party in higher leadership. So, yeah, you need to take fault. You guys are struggling as a party, as a whole. You have so many issues within your own party that y'all need to handle. So, yes, don't just say that we need to have a bolder vision of who we are as a country. That's bull. Y'all have been sharing that for the longest. All right. I purposely I don't like that statement. I'm not a fan of it. I find it as a cop out. I'm gonna tell you somebody else that wasn't that kind of finds it as a cop out. Comedian, actress, singer Amanda Seales. Now she's somebody I don't always agree with. I'm a fan. I'm a supporter of her just brand. Right? She has a show, I believe, on YouTube, the Amanda Seales Show. I follow her, for a good minute. There's time she's an extremely intelligent person. There's times I'm like, oh, I hear you, sis. I hear you. Then there's times I'm like, all right. What? So she had recently shared a video on her YouTube channel. I think it was like a short that she just said, Cory Booker has y'all fooled. Cory Booker has y'all fooled. And in that moment, I wanted to say, please kind of like just hush for a second instead of just automatically like, boom, coming to the attack, because I think there's folks that look at that speech as a win. And then there's folks like myself that sees it as that does not even score a point. That just said that's a individual goal to say, okay, good for you. But that's no win for the Democratic Party. No, whoever thinks that's a win for the Democratic Party, look, y'all got a lot of things coming. That his 25-hour speech is no win for democracy. It's no win for the Democratic Party. Now, don't get me wrong. folks have been saying you need to speak out, you need to share this, you need to share this. And he did for 25 hours. But what impact, what action is that putting? What is that? What, because of that 25, what is going to be done? Right? It all comes down to elections. It all comes down to voting. It all comes down to the message that the Democratic Party puts out. It weighs in strategy, right, on how to receive those voting numbers. So in a way, yes, I hear what Amanda Seals is saying, but I think she has to realize that not everybody is thinking, that way. I think she kind of just, in my opinion, I think she just took a jab at it a little too hard and was a little aggressive. And it's like, kind of like chill. Let me see if I can even find this because I don't have it. I don't have it on here. Let me see if I can find that. It was just a quick short clip. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Lord, this girl, she make a lot of shorts, don't she? I don't even know which one it is. I don't even know. She has too many. I don't even know which one it was. Jeez Louise, Amanda. Jeez Louise. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Anyway, it's like I feel like sometimes Amanda always has a problem with something. And to me, I think starting off saying he has y'all food to me was like a low blow jab that I'm just like, I don't get it. I think it's almost like a point where it's like you're always trying to not pick a fight, but something's never satisfied you. And maybe look, we have two different passions, right? She has a strong passion for the, the not just equality, but whatever can help grow and uplift the Black community. She has a strong passion for that, just like myself, but we show it differently. I just, when I saw it, I was just like, okay, she's not a fan of it, but I mean, look, I totally agree. It's not a win for the Democratic Party. It's just a win for the individual in Cory Booker. Let me see here, my friends. Let me go ahead and take a quick breather. When we come back, I have a couple more stories I want to share with you if we have some time. Don't go anywhere, my friends. You are tuning in to the Arrington Gavin Show. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. So, look, let's go ahead and we're going to take a breather from politics. I want to move it on to some entertainment and pop culture. Let's see here. Let's see here. Where is it? All right. Here we go. So, I don't know if y'all have heard, but action star, I consider him an icon legend. I love a lot of his movies. Jean-Claude Van Damme. I don't know if that name sounds again. Jean-Claude Van Damme recently, y'all, had been accused of having sexual relations with a trafficked Romanian woman. Now, I don't know if this man is still if he's married or currently married. The last time I remember seeing Jean-Claude Van Damme, he was a married man. And so let me continue this on. It says here that this is reported by People magazine. Lost my notes. Hold on. This is reported by People Magazine. It says here that criminal charges have reportedly been filed against the actor Jean-Claude Van Damme in Romania. A criminal complaint was filed with the Romanian Directorate for Investigating Organized Crime and Terrorism against the Street Fighter star, who's 64 years old, alleging that he knowingly engaged in a sexual relation with a woman trafficked by a criminal group led by a gentleman, Borello. I don't know how to pronounce that name either. Jeez, I need to go. I need to read more. Now, according to this CNN affiliate, Athena 3, the incident allegedly took place in the Canes, where the actor is accused of having received 5 Romanian women as a gift, with prior knowledge that they came from a group of traffickers. Now, according to criminal complaint obtained by the outlet, the attorney who represents one of the victims told the outlet that the women were in a state of vulnerability, with the suspicion that they were exploited within the meaning of Article 182 of the Criminal Code. Let's see here. Van Damme's representatives at DIICOT, I don't feel like explaining what that means, did not immediately respond to the People Magazine's request for comment. One of the women who witnessed the incident, which reportedly occurred at an event organized by Van Damme's in the Canaan, shared what she saw with prosecutors, according to the CNN affiliate. This prompted the DICO, I think it's pronounced DICOT, or I just say DIICOT, to open a criminal investigation into the incident. Now, quoted here, says here, several Romanians who are currently being investigated for forming a criminal group and pimping alleged offered Jean-Claude Van Damme 5 Romanian women photo models in Romania for him to have sexual relations with. The person who received those benefits knew their condition. I continue on to say that says that they noted that the incident was part of a larger investigation into human trafficking and the trafficking of minors that began in 2020 by the prosecutor's office in Romania. As far as what happened next, the High Court of the Cassation in France, where the Canes is located, must authorize criminal proceedings, and the suspects identified in the case will be summoned to Romania to give statements. Again, backtrack on this gentleman's career, Van Damme made his breakout with the 1988 film Bloodsport, and went on to star in several action films, including Kickboxer, Double Impact, and The Expendables 2. He was most recently appeared as the voice actor in the 2022's Minions: Rise of Gru, and 2025's The Gardener. I have watched many other of his films on Tubi, Freevee. He's done loads of action films. Again, he's considered one of the great martial arts actors. I'll put him in the same boat with like a Seagal, as far as for his star. I'm separating the person from the actual star. Seagal, Michael J. White, Jackie Chan, Wesley Snipes, Bruce Lee. I mean, Jet Li, all these cats who are known in the martial arts world, karate world. Trust me, Van Damme is in that boat. His films are very legendary. Now, it's unfortunate with these accusations. It's just, all these are allegations. You're innocent until proven guilty, so these are accusations. But we will continue to follow up more with this story, because it just, you didn't hear from him a lot. I mean, like I said, I've always seen him still doing films and things like that, but I was unaware of just, you don't want to like say, oh, I was just wondering what is he doing now. Whoa, that's too much. That's too much. I wasn't expecting all that. So yes, my friends, we will continue to follow up more with this story, and yeah, we'll keep you up to speed with that. Look, we have about a little less than 5 minutes left until the show. I think real quick, I do want to talk about this that came across my feed. Folks on social media, they're always putting some ideas on, say, hey, what if this happens? Who do you got? They always say, okay, they'll when it comes to like TV dads, who's your favorite TV dad, or what's your favorite TV sitcom, or or vice versa, things of that nature. Now, in the political realm, they're asking who would be considered a great Democratic ticket in the 2028 election, right? So you have here Governor of Minnesota Tim Walz as president, with AOC, a New York Congresswoman AOC, as vice president. You also have California Governor Gavin Newsom with the Michigan governor as his VP, Gretchen Whitmer, former Michigan governor. Then at the bottom, if you can see there, you have Georgia U.S. Senator Jon Ossoff, as well as Georgia Senator as his vice president, Raphael Warnock. And then lastly, you have former Secretary of, excuse me, former Secretary, I believe, of HUD, and was he former Secretary of HUD? Yeah, I believe so. And former Mayor Pete Buttigieg running for president with, check this out, Jasmine Crockett, Congresswoman out of Texas, as VP, Jasmine Crockett. I always love seeing these predictions because they explain exactly, okay, why they have this. So, like, for example, you say you have Midwestern governor in Walz with a energized progressive in AOC. Interesting, right? Newsom, Whitmer, I can see them getting along great. Do I see that being a winning ticket? Absolutely not. Do I see the two Georgians? Is that how you pronounce it? Georgians, and Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff? I think it will be better the other way around, because Raphael Warnock, being a minister, he already knows how to work a crowd, work a pulpit. He gets the crowd going, all that good stuff. Now the ticket that is catching my attention, though, is Pete Buttigieg and Jasmine Crockett. That is interesting. Now, even though Jasmine Crockett recently had, did a big no-no, in my opinion, as far as with the insults of or joking on the Texas Governor Greg Abbott, which I thought was just, kind of poor joke. It wasn't, that funny, in my opinion. But I don't know. I think that is an interesting ticket. Pete Buttigieg is a very educated, very smart guy, great debater. Likewise, Jasmine Crockett. It will be interesting, but you notice that no one said for a female to be in the presidential seat. So, we don't know when we will ever see that happen. My friends, look, my time is running low. Thank you so much, as always, for staying with me, for sticking with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Continue to tune into the program weeknights, available on all digital and streaming platforms. Be sure to download the GOATverse TV app right now. It's free, available on the App Store, Google Play Store, as well as Amazon Fire and Roku. Follow us on all of our social media platforms at the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as on our YouTube channel and Rumble channel and all those other great stuff. Peace and blessings, my friends. I will see you next time. I'm out.